What are 7 smart habits that will save you time? Let's find out. By the way, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Smart habit number 1, you want to get and use a regular alarm clock. Now, why do you want to do that? Well, very simple. How do most people wake up? Yes, they have their alarm clock on their phone, right? They pick up their smartphone, their iPhone, and what happens automatically when you do that? The phone is in your hand. The phone is in your hand, right? So what you want to do, you want to put that phone as furthest away from you in the morning as possible. Why is that? You know it. If you don't do it, you're going to check what? You're going to check the news, you're going to check social media, you're going to check all your social notifications that you get as well, right? All the stuff that you got on your phone. And it's usually, if you ask most people, you know, what do you want to do in the morning? What's your morning routine? That is what they don't want to do. Yeah, so the easiest way to stop you from doing that is just get a physical, regular alarm clock. The second smart habit that you want to build is you want to plan and you want to prioritize your day. Most people don't do that. They've done it at some point in their lives. So if you actually ask them, do you actually plan your day? A lot of them say, yes, I do. But do you really do it consistently? Yeah, this is so critical that you know what you're going to attack the specific day. You want to do it for pretty much every day, even on the weekends. You know what happens if you don't do it? You become a dream for others, right? You become a dream for other people. You become a dream for companies who have apps. Just think Netflix, they would love you to watch their programs all day long. True? So you got to plan and prioritize your day. It's so critical. It's one of the biggest time savers that you can ever create. Smart habit number 3, you want to either delete or you want to minimize meetings. Quite frankly, most meetings are a waste of time. Yeah, it's even proven by research pretty much. Also, you know, I've been working for the last 17 years with many of the world's largest companies. And I got to tell you, many of them, and they know this too, meetings waste a lot of time. Yeah, so especially if you have a smaller business or let's say you're a solopreneur, you got to be very, very careful with what meetings you take. Especially, you know, the worst meetings are the ones that happen on a regular basis. So you want to ask yourself, why are we even doing this? Why are we even having this meeting? Is this even necessary? And then the most critical question that you got to ask yourself is, who should actually be there? Who should actually be at the meeting? Many meetings, there are too many people. Yeah, a lot of them are wasting their time. If you're an entrepreneur, you're paying for their time. They're not doing something else that's more productive. Yeah, you think, oh, but everybody should be in the loop. Sometimes that is true, but in many cases it's a giant waste of time. So ask yourself, which meetings are unnecessary I can either delete completely or which can I minimize? Habit number 4, stop the multitasking. Come on, if you haven't done it yet, you gotta stop the multitasking. We human beings, we are not built to multitask. Research shows that multitasking is really not effective. It doesn't work well with your time. So it's one of the easiest ways actually to waste time is to start multitasking more. And yes, I know women are often said to be better multitaskers, but come on, right? If in general multitasking is not good, okay, you're a little bit better maybe. True, I agree. I 100% agree. My wife is 10 times better than me, but still it's overall a waste of time. Yeah, so minimize the multitasking. What do you want to do instead? You want to get in the habit of focusing on doing one thing at a time. Okay, and the one thing that you fully focus on, you do at 110% speed with 110% focus. Habit number 5, to save your time, you got to keep your apps to an absolute minimal. Most people simply have too many apps. Yeah, when I work with clients and I go through their phone, they can usually delete at least 50% of their apps. Now I recommend you do the same thing as well. 50% of your apps have to go out. And I know what you're thinking now, Ben, are you crazy? No, I'm not. And you know this too. The more apps you have, there's a higher chance for distraction. True? The more apps you have, the more you're going to use these apps for distractions. And then many people say, oh, but I'm more effective with all these apps. Well, are you really? Come on, right? We could probably boil it down to the maximum 20 most important apps, and then you have a couple that you use occasionally. But you don't need these 100+ apps that you probably have on your phone, okay? So minimize your apps. And by the way, one more thing, when you have too many apps, let's not even talk about notification. That's a totally different topic okay? If your phone is bing, 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 the more apps you have, the more notifications you get, the crazier it will drive you, the more you lose time, okay? So minimize your apps. Tip number 6, you want to batch emailing and you want to batch messaging. Yeah, batching means all the emails you have to do in a day, you put them together, you do them at the very specific time that you intend to do. And the same thing you do with your messaging as well. It's not like what 99% of people do. When are they available? Pretty much any time, right? Anytime. Like whenever they take a break, the focus should be on the break, not on checking emails, not on checking your messaging. That will distract you again, okay? It will not help you achieve what you want to accomplish in that day. Yeah, so my recommendation is always set the low productivity time for this. And for most people, the lowest productivity time is usually after lunch, because we're usually a little bit tired, right? That's why I recommend a quick power nap for 10-20 minutes. Yeah, it's a different video at some point. But after lunch is usually a lower productivity time. Yeah, when you're not in your best state, that's a great time to answer emails. Unless, of course, they're crazy important emails. I'm not talking about those, yeah? That then becomes high priority. But most emails is just you gotta get through quickly. Right? Messaging is the same thing. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for connecting with others. I'm 100% for connecting with others, but it should be more organized. It should be more organized. My focus for you is that you maximize the time that you save in a day, and then so you can achieve more of that, whatever you want to achieve actually. All right? So make sure you choose the right time to batch your emails and batch your messaging. Habit number 7, focus on your strengths, delegate the rest. Yeah, it's so critical that we spend most of our day working on our strengths. If you focus on your strengths and you work on your strengths, you're going to get more and more results. And that is fantastic. That's exactly what we want. So here's what you do first. First, you take a piece of paper, all right? Or you take a journal or whatever. You make a giant list of all the things that you do in an average week. What do you usually do on an average week? And then you take a piece of paper or you take a second page in your journal and you make a line in the middle. On the left side, you write, what are your strengths? On the right side, you write delegate. All right, on the left side, I want you to write down all the things that you do in a week that are your core genius, you're brilliant. What do you do so well that nobody else does well? What do you most get paid for? All right, what is your advantage in the marketplace? And you write all these things down. Yeah, everything that has high impact. And then all the low impact tasks, you write under delegate. These are often your weaknesses, things you don't enjoy doing, you're not good at doing. Then you want to ask yourself, who can help me with this, right? Who can I find who can support me with this? Who can get this done for me? Best case, it's already somebody on your team. If not, you can find somebody else. Yeah, and sometimes it means you pay somebody. Sometimes it means you don't pay somebody, but you do a mutual exchange. Yeah, there are so many options, but you gotta learn to delegate. You gotta focus on your core genius. So comment down below one time which of these were most useful for you, which of them are you going to apply right away. All right, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done it yet, hit the subscribe button. And most importantly, I really look forward to seeing you for the next video.